I broke my back. Spinal.
So Joseph Parker and his team are really pissed off about Hughie Fury pulling out of the fight. And Hughie Fury came out saying that him and his team, that it was a back injury. But Parker and his team are not buying that shit. They're not believing that shit. They're calling that shit a suspicious, made-up injury. And Joseph Parker's promoter came out saying, this is what he said. Since day one, they didn't want to come to New Zealand. They fought the original negotiations, then had to go to a purse bid. And we wanted, and then elected to have the fight in New Zealand. And then there were more fights over the contract negotiations. I just don't think they wanted to come over here. We must remember there's probably a 1 in a billion chance there is an injury. That's what Higgins, Joseph Parker's promoter, came out saying. And then they said that Parker and his team said they are looking for a new opponent to keep the date of May 6th. But from the other side, from Hughie Fury's side, it's a different tone. This is what Fury's team is saying. Understandably, Hughie is devastated by the injury, which has temporarily halted his dream of fighting for the world heavyweight title. But the fight will be rescheduled and a new date will be announced shortly. So, see what I mean? Parker's side, Parker's team, they're pissed off. They want to move on and stick to the date and fight someone else. And according to Fury and his team, they're expecting to announce a new date. And that's because, according to them, the doctor said that Hughie he was advised to rest 3 to 4 weeks before resuming training again. But like I said, Parker's team ain't buying that shit. And they shouldn't. I mean, this ain't the first time that Hughie Fury's pulling out of a big fight. He keeps doing it, man. So even myself, in my opinion, I think he's full of shit. He did fight those fucking negotiations all he could. It looked like they didn't want to go out to New Zealand to begin with. So they're trying to get out of the fight and trying to make it seem like it was an injury, so it won't look like if they were ducking. And after all this, then later on, Dominic Breazeale has come out saying that he is willing to replace Fury and he will sign the contract now. And this guy, Dominic Breazeale, he's ranked overall higher than fucking Hughie Fury in the heavyweight division. He's ranked higher. He's in the top 10. He's top 9. But in the WBO rankings, the reason that Hughie Fury got the fight is because he's ranked at number 1 in the WBO rankings. And we all know Joseph Parker holds the WBO belt. So that's the reason he got it over him. But in the WBO rankings, Hughie Fury's 1 and Dominic Breazeale is 6. So, I mean, he's top 10 overall in the division, Dominic Breazeale. And he's top 10 in the WBO rankings. So we'll see if the WBO listens to him and, takes the fight. Because after Hughie Fury, we got Christian Hammer, Jarrell Big Baby Miller, Andy Ruiz, Kubrat Pulev, and then we got Dominic Breazeale. I don't know if the other fighters have stepped up, like Dominic Breazeale has come out saying that he has stepped up and he's willing to sign the contract. But we'll see. We'll see if the WBO sticks to Parker's wishes of maintaining the date and fighting on May 6th. Or are they really going to reschedule the whole fucking event? So the Hughie Fury fight goes on against Joseph Parker. And like I said, I mean, this Dominic Breazeale, man, fuck it. He's ranked high, so if they're going to stick to the date, I think they should stick to the date, man. Give it to him, man. He goes out to fight, man. He gives it all he got at least, man. Dominic Breazeale, man, his last fight was fucking really good, man. He's one of 2 fighters that took fucking Anthony Joshua to the 7th round. And then in February, Breazeale came off the floor to score a knockout win over Parker's close friend and gym stablemate, Izu Ugano. I mean, both Joseph Parker and Ugano are trained by the same coach, Kevin Berry. So this is what Dominic Breazeale said. Joseph Parker, you need an opponent. Let's do this. Defend your belt against a real contender. Test yourself to see what kind of champion you are. I am ranked number 6 by the WBO, so the WBO will definitely sign off on this. I'll go to New Zealand. Plus, you have the opportunity to avenge Izu's loss. Send the contract. I'll sign it right now. That's what Dominique said. So, you know, he's already shit talking right there, trying to get under the skin of Joseph Parker and getting him to go for this opponent, you know, take the bait. So he's trying to talk himself into the fight, but he's also ranked pretty high too himself. So, and yeah, overall in the heavyweight division, I mean, Hughie Fury's ranked fucking 25. He's not even in the top 20. Dominic Breazeale is ranked number 9. So we'll see what happens. Let's see if Joseph Parker takes that fucking bait. Because, I mean, Dominic Breazeale's already talking shit, you know? By saying, plus you have the opportunity to avenge Izu's loss, you know? You know, he's really talking shit right there, you know? And that was a pretty good fight, man. They both went down, but at the end, Dominic Breazeale finished them. And he dropped them multiple times. And, close friend of fucking Joseph Parker. So he might be looking at it like that, you know? Trying to avenge him. Trying to avenge his friend, and he might take the bait. You never know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but we'll see if this fight's gonna be rescheduled. Let's see who the WBO listens to. It sounds like Hughie Fury. They just invented, you know, fabricated this fucking injury to try to get out of the fight and blame it on an injury. So it won't seem like they're ducking, because since the very beginning they made negotiations hard and they did not want to go to New Zealand. So we'll see. Maybe they're talking out of their ass, trying to get out of it. And Joseph Parker, I'm sure he wants to fucking fight in May 6th. They came out saying they want to fight May 6th. So if they don't get this guy, Dominic Breazeale, I mean, there's others like the other ones I mentioned in the top 5 rankings in the WBO. Maybe they'll go with one of those. And the point is, I hope the fight goes down. We already got Canelo Chavez Jr. that day. This would be earlier that day over here in the States. There could never be enough boxing for me. I would love that shit, man. Get this fucking Joseph Parker going that day. And later on in the night over here in the States, get Canelo Chavez Jr. So I hope this shit don't get rescheduled and we see a fucking fight go down in New Zealand. Joseph Parker against somebody. You know, Dominic Breazeale or some of the other ones that are ranked in the WBO. Well, we'll see what goes down. That's all I got about this. And I'm out.
I broke my back. Spinal.